In the 1974 novel Carrie, Carrie's prom dress is described as being crushed red velvet with Juliet sleeves and a princess seam waistline, a far cry from the dress in the movie adaptations.
Red. I might have known it would be red.
It's pink, Mama.
So for my friend's birthday costume party this year, I decided to make a book-accurate version. I printed off this pattern that I found on Etsy, which I'll link below, and cut it out with this roll blade, which was really helpful. Then I edited this pattern that I already had for a bodice to make it into a princess seam instead of whatever it was before. I made a fabric draft and cut a new seam line and then traced the pieces to make a new paper pattern. After that, I traced the new corset pattern onto a long piece of paper along with a straight skirt pattern, combining the two to form a princess seam dress pattern. I then cut all the pieces out in scrap fabric to make a mock-up, sewed it roughly together along with the sleeves and tried it on, which I don't have footage of, but you'll just have to trust me, and then adjusted the skirt to fit because there wasn't enough fabric there to go around my bum. Once I'd adjusted my pattern, I cut all the pieces out in my final fabric and started to sew them together. For the sleeves, I gathered them by hand and then sewed them in place on the machine, as I hadn't learned how to gather on the machine yet at this point. I did this way back in March of this year, and I'm only making a video now because I ADHD too close to the sun, I guess. Then we have a little reveal of the dress without the sleeves, and then I probably had a fight to the death with my sewing machine. I used the zigzag stitch to hem the cuff and the neckline because it's a stretchy material. You have to use a zigzag, otherwise if you use a straight stitch it will snap. You can see it went a bit funny here, but I don't know why. Never mind, we carry on. You'll see some pictures later that I actually took just after this point, but it was safety pinned to the back of me because I hadn't finished in time for this party. Once I came back, I finished sewing up the back and tried it on again and realised the shoulders kept falling off, so here I added a ribbon to secure the top. And then the dress was done and we can move on to accessories. So this wasn't the vision for the headdress that I had because I had neither the necessary amount of beads or skills or time to do what I wanted. If I make this again in the future, I'd like to crochet a kind of spider web pattern so that it drapes over my head and also to go around my shoulders. That was what I wanted to do, but obviously that didn't happen, so we have this sort of beaded wire monstrosity. It's fine, it worked. It worked for what we needed it to be, and you know, we learn as we go along. It's fine. This is supposed to look like blood, by the way. This is the removable blood. I didn't want to actually put blood on myself. Fake blood. Because I don't want to ruin the costume. So this was my idea to make it removable. So yeah, I made this wire circle that I thought would fit around my head, but I forgot to try it on with the wig, and it's actually a little bit small, so it just sort of perches on top of my head. And then got some fake flowers, just some cheap ones. I don't know whether Carrie had a corsage or any jewellery or anything, because I haven't finished reading the book yet, but I decided I wanted a corsage, so I got some white roses and I painted them with various shades of red, and then I stuck a shit ton of sparkly beads onto it. Oh, that's the wrong order, I'm sorry. I will stick a shit ton of sparkly beads to it. I hot glued the flowers to this braid to go around my wrist, and then glued the snap buttons on because I was short of time. I was like, I don't have time to sew these, so yeah, they've been glued, and then you can see all the sparkly beads. It looked fab, it worked. It's a bit difficult to get off on my own, but we managed. And then here you can see the final product where I'm trying it on in my lounge and being really dramatic. And you know what? I think you won't get anywhere in life if you're too afraid to be cringe on the internet. So there you go. There's well, that was 11, wasn't it? But you know, I've done my best, and in a moment you'll have some photo shoot pictures from my friend's birthday with all of the safety pins. Isn't it pretty? I honestly, when I set out to make this, I didn't think I was gonna like this dress. I don't know why. I I can't see things in my mind, so I was just like, this doesn't sound good. And then I got the fabric and I was like, I maybe have been wrong about this, and then I made it and it's glorious. I will say though, I think I should have maybe put some sort of interfacing in the puff bit of the sleeves, because they are very floppy. But that's kind of it, guys. This was my first proper sewing video. I hope you liked it, and in a moment you'll see some bloops. And oh my god, what am I saying? Sorry. Oh, and then my media is not found. Great, cool. Okay.